Hello, my name's Bruce. This is my channel. And before we get along any further, if you could please subscribe to my channel, that would be great. I'm undergoing a channel membership drive. I hope to get to 590 subscribers. That would be great. I think I was building mountain bike trails, and I hope to put in a little bit of a segment here on mountain bike trail building, a little bit of video off the side to keep you entertained, so you don't have to just look at me, because I might be engaging, but I'm not that engaging, I know. Anyway, there's been some discussion about the President of the United States, President Joe Biden, and really, what a fine person. Joe Biden comes with the federal cabinet. A little civics here. I don't know. Can you see this? I don't know. Maybe I'll make an adjustment. I make an adjustment. The adjustment seems to have been effective. Okay. Little bit of civics. The United States. They have three branches of government. There's the executive branch, which is the president and the federal cabinet. Then there's the legislative branch, which is composed of the Senate and the Congress. And then there's the judicial branch, which, let's just say, for all intents and purposes, is composed of the U.S. Supreme Court. But then there's I don't want to say lesser courts, but there's courts below that. But judicial decisions, like decisions on law and appeal relative to the U.S. Constitution, they wend their way perhaps through the courts, and eventually sometimes they wind up at the U.S. Supreme Court, and they can hear the case or decline to hear the case. That happens. If they decline to hear the case, then it's over. It's over. But okay. So let's say we have the President Biden, and then we have the cabinet members. Cabinet members have purview over specific areas of interest. For example, the United States, Pete Buttigieg is the cabinet it's called the secretary. He's a secretary of transportation. That's an example. So you have these people. Then they have, say, let's sort of drill down a little bit, and then they have like loads of staff, because the United States is a large country with a vast populace. Okay, so now you get to vote for the president. You don't really get to vote for the members of the cabinet, for the secretaries. But what happens is, if you vote for me, I come along with all my pals. And you see these guys that maybe in this video they're building mountain bike trails, or in another capacity we're doing other things. Like you may have heard me talk about other aspects of my life and some of the things that I've done throughout my career, and I kind of gloss over it, or try to not focus on me. But one thing I mentioned before, that I had a career, I had a career as a photographer. And when people would hire me to be their photographer for their wedding, which I have a whole video about that. I really, really, really enjoyed that. I enjoy weddings. I enjoy people. I enjoyed it immensely. I came with a team, and my team were rock stars to the core. I mean, one of my team members was a photographer who photographed all of the covers for Harlequin romance novels. And if you're wanting to have someone photograph your wedding, that would be a good place to start. And then other people that work with me are now esteemed makers of television commercials and commercial photography and such, and they're immensely talented, and they're lovely people. So you hire me, you get my team. And so you hire President Biden to be the President of the United States, and you wind up with President Biden's team. And I'm going to say that President Biden's team are terrific. And they have been doing a really wonderful job, objectively. And then to my standard, they've been doing a wonderful job, because they're in alignment with things I value. They recognize that the climate crisis is a thing that must be addressed. They recognize that homelessness is a thing that must be addressed. They recognize that accountability in the banking system is a thing, it must be addressed. They recognize stuff, and that's it. They recognize the clear and present danger of Russia under the dictatorship of Vladimir Putin, and that must be addressed. And that's the evidence for that clear and present danger, is the fact that Vladimir Putin invaded Ukraine and caused not countless, you count them, but caused a great number of civilian deaths and devastation, absolute devastation. So it's a recognition that this is a real thing, must be addressed. You can pick one. I mean, there's other things that are real and must be addressed, and that is evidence-based governance. It's governance looking to the future. It's a governance that's going to beget success, and that success is evidence because the United States is a tremendously successful nation. Really, I mean, there's shortcomings. I can go on. I mean, there's things that many people, I think, that are watching this video many of you might agree with. I think that the situation of healthcare and medical bankruptcies and such like that, that's a kind of a negative, but you can work on this. Okay, but America is a wow. America is to say that America is a wonderful country is an understatement. It's more than a wonderful country. It's fabulous, and I'm happy to have visited 48 states. I had a job where I effectively, at one point in my career professionally, my job was talking to Americans, and then later in my other career, in my career in a consulting role, my job was talking to Americans, with Americans, and we'd collaboratively work through and find solutions to problems. But what I'm saying here is that President Biden comes with a team, okay? And that team are people that live in a world that is evidence-based. They come with a measure of empathy, education, skill, problem solving, and determination. And these are the qualities that you want to have in your government. You don't want to have someone that's going to be despotic, spiteful, vengeful, maniacal, vain, or vainglorious, all like, you don't want this. You don't want someone that's populist. What does populist mean? Populist means that you dip a toe in and you take a measure of what it is that people want without regard to the correctness of that, and you move in that direction. You give them the rhetoric that makes people feel good. And now it might sound like that's kind of undemocratic to be against populism, but what happens is that leadership is at its core, or one core, is leadership is the capacity to express ideas and to guide people in a direction that is evidence-based and addressing problems and seizing opportunities and coping with threats and identifying and correcting weaknesses and building on strength. And there you go. And the United States is a country that has been built upon strength. And the strength of the United States was in the recognition of the people, and the wisdom of the people, and the wisdom of an educated populace, and the wisdom of cooperative action and cohesiveness towards a goal and a common purpose. That is the United States. Demagoguery is not the United States. Despotism is not the United States. Idol worshipping is not the United States. There you go. And President Joe Biden is doing a fine job. And doing a fine job through cooperation, success, and metric. You can, it's empirical. You can measure the success of the United States, especially in the last few years. However, that's it. Someone's gonna. I think I might lose some subscribers. If you like this stuff, you can subscribe. But I'm concerned that someone might say, I don't want this political nonsense. I want to return to the Bruce McNeil channel that talks about economics, bicycles, cars, and mostly economics. But it's at my heart, I believe that the purpose of my channel, or what I want, I believe the purpose of my channel is to focus on economics as public policy, focus on public policy as towards the benefit of everyone, and recognizing when the role of government is being really effective. And the role of government is to maximize the well-being of everyone within the economy, within the society. And I gotta say, you heard me say it before. Anyway, my name's Bruce. This is my channel. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. If you find it kind of entertaining, subscribe. Thank you very much. Okay, bye now.